The most dangerous manipulation never feels like manipulation. It feels like love, support, comfort, attention, and that is exactly why intelligent men must learn to recognize it early. Not in one big moment, not through one obvious mistake, but through small decisions that slowly change who they are. It starts with comfort, a favor, a gift, support that feels harmless. And before they notice it, they stop thinking freely, stop speaking freely, stop living on their own terms. Most men never see it happening because manipulation rarely arrives looking dangerous. It arrives looking helpful, attractive, convenient, even loving, and that is why it works. Today's world trains men to accept everything without question. Attention, validation, expensive gestures, emotional pressure disguised as care. But a man who accepts everything eventually loses control over his own direction. Because not every gift is kindness. Some gifts come with invisible strings attached. And if you don't recognize those strings early, you can slowly become emotionally controlled without even realizing it. This video is not about becoming cold. It is not about rejecting women. And it is not about avoiding connection. It is about protecting your freedom, your discipline, and your mindset as a man. Because once a man loses control over his decisions, everything else starts falling apart after that. The truth is simple. Control is almost never taken from men instantly. It is given away slowly, one compromise at a time, one emotional obligation at a time, one situation at a time. And most men don't notice it until they already feel trapped. So in this video, we are going to break down 5 types of gifts and behaviors every man must learn to recognize before they quietly take away his independence. Pay attention carefully, because once you understand these patterns, you will never look at kindness the same way again. The first type of gift every man must be careful with is the gift that creates hidden obligation. At first, it looks completely innocent. She helps you when you are struggling. She supports you emotionally. Maybe she pays for something. Maybe she solves a problem for you. Maybe she goes out of her way to make your life easier. And in that moment, it feels genuine. You think, she really cares about me. But the real test never happens in the beginning. The real test happens later. Because eventually, the reminder appears. I was there for you. After everything I've done for you. You can't do this one thing for me? That is the moment the truth reveals itself. Because a real gift never becomes emotional debt. The moment kindness is used as leverage, it stops being kindness. And this is where many men lose control without realizing it. They start adjusting their behavior out of guilt instead of choice. They stay silent when something feels wrong. They tolerate disrespect. They ignore red flags. They stop standing firm on their principles. Why? Because they feel they owe something. That feeling is dangerous. Because a man who acts from obligation instead of clarity is no longer fully in control of himself. The worst part is that this pattern grows slowly. One favor becomes another. One sacrifice becomes another. One emotional debt becomes another. And eventually, the relationship stops being equal. Now your decisions are being shaped by pressure instead of freedom. This is why emotionally intelligent men pay attention to patterns, not just gestures. A genuine act of care does not come back later as a weapon. A real gift does not silence your boundaries. A real connection does not make you feel trapped. And the moment you feel pressured instead of respected, you need to pay attention immediately. The second type of gift men must be careful with is expensive generosity too early. This one destroys many men because it feels exciting. You just met her. The connection is still fresh. But suddenly, the gestures become massive. Luxury gifts, heavy financial support, big sacrifices, overwhelming attention. Everything starts moving too fast. Most men think, wow, she really values me. But experienced men understand something important. Real connection takes time. Anything that skips the natural process usually creates imbalance. Because when someone gives too much too early, pressure enters the relationship immediately. Now you feel like you must match the energy, match the sacrifice, match the emotional intensity. And once pressure enters the situation, your decisions stop being neutral. Now your mind starts calculating. What does she expect from me now? What happens if I disappoint her? How do I repay this? That is where emotional influence begins. Many men end up staying in relationships they should have left simply because they feel guilty walking away after receiving so much. And that guilt becomes a prison. This is why timing matters more than most men realize. Strong relationships are built step by step. Trust is built slowly. Respect is built slowly. Connection is built slowly. But when emotional intensity arrives too fast, it often creates attachment before true understanding exists. An attachment without clarity is dangerous. A smart man never gets blinded by intensity. He watches consistency instead. Because anyone can create emotional excitement for a short period of time. But very few people can maintain healthy behavior over the long term. So if something feels too deep too early, slow down. Not because generosity is bad, but because emotional pressure disguised as generosity can quietly influence your judgment. The third type of gift every man must recognize is the gift that silences his voice. This one is extremely dangerous because it slowly destroys a man's confidence. At first, everything feels normal. She supports you, encourages you, helps you, does thoughtful things for you. But the moment you speak up about something that bothers you, the energy changes. Instead of addressing the issue, she redirects the conversation back to everything she has done for you. After all I do for you, you're still complaining? You're really going to question me after everything I've given you? And suddenly, your concern disappears from the conversation. Now the focus is your ungratefulness. This is emotional control, because now your voice comes with consequences. And over time, you begin to silence yourself to avoid conflict. You stop expressing concerns. You stop setting boundaries. You stop saying what you really think. And slowly, you lose your masculine presence inside the relationship. Most men don't realize how dangerous this is until their confidence completely disappears. Because when a man no longer feels free to speak honestly, he starts living emotionally restrained. He becomes careful with every word, every opinion, every disagreement, and eventually, he loses respect for himself. Listen carefully. No gift should ever cost you your voice. No relationship should require silence as payment for affection. And no man should feel guilty for expressing truth respectfully. The moment kindness becomes a tool to suppress your boundaries, it is no longer kindness. It is leverage, and leverage always leads to control. The fourth type of gift men must be careful with is support that creates dependence. This one is subtle because it often feels amazing in the beginning. She helps you financially. She handles responsibilities for you. She opens doors for you. She makes life easier. At first, it feels like partnership, but over time, something changes inside you. You stop pushing yourself the same way. You stop building with the same hunger. You stop carrying your own weight fully. Why? Because comfort slowly replaced discipline. And the moment a man becomes dependent on external support, he becomes vulnerable emotionally. Now he fears losing access to what he depends on. That fear changes behavior. He hesitates to walk away when he should. He hesitates to stand firm. He compromises more than he normally would. Not because he wants to, but because dependence weakens freedom. This is why strong men protect their independence at all costs. Support is healthy. Dependence is dangerous. A healthy relationship should strengthen your abilities, not replace them. Because once your survival, confidence, or identity becomes attached to another person's support, your power starts disappearing. And the scary part is that this happens slowly. You rarely notice it in real time. Until one day you realize you no longer feel fully capable without that person involved in your life. That is not strength. That is emotional dependency. And dependency always shifts power away from you. The fifth and most dangerous gift is the gift that weakens your edge as a man. This one feels comfortable, safe, easy, and that is exactly why it destroys so many men. She removes every difficulty from your life, every challenge, every pressure. You no longer struggle. You no longer solve problems yourself. You no longer push your limits. Everything becomes smooth. At first, this feels perfect. But over time, your discipline starts fading. Your ambition drops. Your focus weakens. Your hunger disappears. And slowly, you become softer mentally. This is what many men fail to understand. Strength is built through responsibility, through pressure, through solving problems, through carrying weight. A man becomes powerful by overcoming resistance, not by avoiding it. But modern comfort seduces men into weakness. The more comfort controls a man, the less discipline remains inside him. And once discipline disappears, everything else follows after it. His standards drop. His focus drops. His confidence drops. Eventually, he no longer recognizes himself. This is why intelligent men never allow comfort to replace growth. They appreciate support, but they never abandon responsibility. Because the moment a man stops sharpening himself, life starts dulling him. Now here is the deeper truth most men never think about. The real danger is not the gift itself. The real danger is the long-term effect it creates inside you. That is the question mature men ask constantly. Not, what am I getting right now? But, what is this turning me into over time? That single question can save a man from years of emotional manipulation. Because anything that creates pressure changes your behavior. Anything that creates dependence changes your freedom. Anything that weakens your discipline changes your future. And once your behavior changes long enough, your identity changes too. This is why awareness matters so much. Not paranoia, not bitterness, awareness. You must learn to observe patterns carefully. How do you feel after accepting something? Do you feel respected or pressured? Do you feel free or obligated? Do you feel stronger or weaker? Your emotional reaction often tells you the truth before your mind fully understands it. Never ignore that feeling, because most men don't lose themselves overnight. They lose themselves gradually, one emotional compromise at a time, one ignored red flag at a time, one silent sacrifice at a time, until eventually, they wake up living a life that no longer feels fully theirs. That is why masculine discipline matters. A disciplined man stays aware. He stays emotionally grounded. He stays independent. He does not allow temporary comfort to control permanent decisions. And most importantly, he never trades his freedom for emotional convenience. Because freedom is expensive to rebuild once it is lost. At the end of the day, this is not about women. It is about your standards as a man. Weak men accept everything emotionally. Strong men evaluate everything carefully. Weak men get controlled by guilt. Strong men make decisions through clarity. Weak men sacrifice themselves for temporary validation. Strong men protect their peace, discipline, and direction. So remember this carefully. Not every opportunity deserves access to your life. Not every act of kindness is genuine. And not every gift is truly free. Pay attention to patterns. Protect your independence. And never allow comfort to slowly turn you into someone weaker than you were before. Because the man who controls his decisions controls his future. Now I want to hear your thoughts. Have you ever experienced a situation where kindness slowly turned into pressure? Drop your experience in the comments. And if this video gave you clarity, subscribe to Stoic Masculinity for more lessons on discipline, self-respect, emotional control, and becoming the strongest version of yourself.